Free as a Bird. Verses in honor of Master Shinran Shonen by Gansen John Welch. Human beings are enslaved in samsara by their negative and evil karma, but birds are physically and relatively, but only physically and relatively free. They too are driven by hunger, thirst, necessity, and other blind passions or instinct to avoid becoming extinct. However, the chains that enslave our minds are as bad as those that bind our bodies, and we find that greed, grasping, ignorance, craving, folly, fear, and arrogance will imprison us just as surely as the walls of a prison cell. Mind-created heavens and hells will not ultimately free us from bondage, as explained by all enlightened sages and saints from all ages. Only the supreme compassion and wisdom of Amida Buddha can lead us to final freedom from all suffering and bring us at last to liberation from the karmic chains of the past, the key that unlocks the door of our prison cell and liberating us from samsaric hell is the helping hand of Amida Tathagata. All we have to do to escape from samsara and go to Amida's Pure Land is to grasp Amida's helping hand, have faith, and every day think and say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. Homage to Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. The above verses were inspired by the writings of Master Shinran Shonen, chapter on True Buddha and Land, the vow of immeasurable light, the vow of immeasurable life. A collection of passages revealing the true Buddha and land of the Pure Land Way, compiled by Honen Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni. Reverently contemplating the true Buddha and the true land, I find that the Buddha is the Tathagata of inconceivable light, and that the land also is the land of immeasurable light. Because they have arisen through the fulfillment of vows of great compassion, they are called true fulfilled Buddha and land. There are relevant vows that were made, the vows of light and of life. The sutra passages. The largest sutra states, if, when I attain Buddhahood, my light not be infinite and not illumine even 100,000 ayutis of kotas of Buddha lands, may I not attain the supreme enlightenment. Further, it is stated in a vow, if, when I attain Buddhahood, my life not be infinite and not span even 100,000 ayutis of kotis of kalpas, may I not attain the supreme enlightenment. The passage declaring the fulfillment of these vows states, the Buddha said to Ananda, the majestic radiance of the Buddha of immeasurable life is exalted and supreme. The radiance of other Buddhas cannot compare with it. For this reason, the Buddha of immeasurable life is called Buddha of immeasurable light, Buddha of boundless light, Buddha of unhindered light, Buddha of incomparable light, Buddha of light that is Lord of blazing light, Buddha of the light of purity, Buddha of the light of joy, Buddha of the light of wisdom, Buddha of uninterrupted light, Buddha of inconceivable light, Buddha of inexpressible light, and Buddha of light surpassing sun and moon. Sentient beings who encounter this light have the three defilements swept away, and they become soft and gentle in body and mind. They dance with joy, and the good mind arises in them. When those suffering the pain and travail in the three evil courses see this light, they all find respite and are freed of afflictions. After their lives have ended, they all gain emancipation. The light of the Buddha of immeasurable life is resplendent and brilliantly illuminates the lands of the Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters. Nowhere is it not heard of. It is not I alone who praise this light now. All Buddhas, Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas together praise it, just as I do. When sentient beings hear of this light's majestic virtues and praise it day and night with wholeness of heart and without interruption, they will attain birth in that land in accord with their heart's aspirations, and all the Bodhisattvas and Shravakas will extol and praise their virtues. Upon attaining the enlightenment of Buddhahood later, their light will be praised by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout the 10 quarters, just as I now praise that Buddha's light. The Buddha said, even if I were to expound the magnificent splendor and wondrousness of the light of the Buddha of immeasurable life, day and night for a kalpa, still I could not exhaust it. The Buddha said to Ananda, the life of the Buddha of immeasurable life is everlasting and beyond reckoning. How could you know it? Imagine that the countless sentient beings throughout the worlds of the 10 quarters were made to acquire human existence, and all were caused to attain the state of Shravakas or Pratyeka Buddhas, even if all of them, gathering in a single place and with focused thoughts and concentrated minds, employing the utmost power of their wisdom, pondered together for myriads of kalpas in an attempt to determine the length of that life, they still would not be able to come to its end and know its limit. The Sutra of the Tathagata of immeasurable life states, Ananda, for this reason the Buddha of immeasurable life has other names: immeasurable light, boundless light, light free of attachment, unhindered light, Lord of lights, serene and glorious light, light of gladness, joyous light, light worthy of admiration, inconceivable light, incomparable light, inexpressible light, light that darkens the sun, light that darkens the moon, light that deprives sun and moon of luminance. That light, pure and immense, brings joy and happiness to the bodies and minds of sentient beings everywhere. Further, it enables the beings of all other Buddha lands, Devas, Nagas, Yakshas, Asuras, without exception to attain delight and exaltation. The Sutra of the Immeasurable Pure Enlightenment of Equality states, swiftly one transcends birth and death, and is able to attain the world of happiness. Reaching the land of immeasurable light, one makes offerings to countless Buddhas. The Sutra of Salvation through the perfect enlightenment of Amida, supreme among Buddhas, states, the Buddha said, Amida Buddha's radiance is exalted and supreme. It has no peer. The radiance of other Buddhas cannot compare with it. The light from the crown of the head of some among the countless Buddhas of the 8 quarters, the zenith and the nada, extends 70 feet, of others a mile. The light from the crown of some Buddhas' heads shines over 2 million Buddha lands. The Buddha said, such is the area shone upon by the lights from the crowns of the heads of the countless Buddhas throughout the 8 directions, the zenith and the nada. The area shone upon by the light from the crown of Amida Buddha's head extends over 10 million Buddha lands. Why are there such differences in the distance covered by the Buddha's light? Viewed in relation to the vows they made when they were bodhisattvas seeking the way, the scales of their merits naturally differ from each other. Afterwards, when they attain Buddhahood, they each actualize what they had vowed. Thus, their lights are all the more unequal. Only the Buddha's majesty is, to be sure, the same. They act of their free will as they desire, and do not design or calculate beforehand. The area illuminated by Amida Buddha's light is the greatest. The area illuminated by the lights of the other Buddhas cannot compare with it. The Buddha praised the excellence of Amida's light. The light of Amida Buddha is surpassingly good. It is luminous and wondrous among all that is good. It is pleasing beyond compare, boundlessly excellent. Amida Buddha's light is pure, without the least defilement or diminution. Amida Buddha's light is superbly beautiful, 100 million times more brilliant than the sun and moon. It is the brightest among the lights of all the Buddhas. It is the most excellent of lights, the most surpassing of lights, the most pleasing of lights. It is king among the Buddhas. It is the most exalted of lights, by far the most radiant of lights. It illuminates the innumerable dim and dark places in innumerable worlds, so that they are always splendidly bright. Among all human beings, and even insects that leap or worms that crawl, there is none that does not see Amida Buddha's light. Among those that see it, there is none that does not come to possess a heart of compassion and rejoice. Among all beings in the world who are possessed of licentious desires, or wrath or folly, there is none who, on seeing Amida Buddha's light, does not perform good acts. Among those in the realms of hell, beasts, hungry ghosts or asuras, where they suffer pain and affliction, there is none who, upon seeing Amida Buddha's light, does not gain respite, and although not acquiring remedy, obtain emancipation from sorrow and pain after death. Amida Buddha makes that light and name heard throughout the boundless, unlimited, countless lands of the Buddhas in the 8 quarters, the zenith and the nada. There is none among devas and human beings who does not hear and know them. Of those who hear and know them, none fails to attain emancipation. The Buddha said, I am not alone in praising Amida Buddha's light. The countless Buddhas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas and Arhats throughout the 8 quarters, the zenith and the nada, all praise it thus. The Buddha said, if there are people, good sons and good daughters, who hear the name of Amida Buddha, praise Amida's light, and day and night constantly extol the light's excellence with sincere mind and without interruption, they will attain birth in the Buddha's land in accord with their aspiration. Namo Amida Butsu.